Well, hey everybody. It's the 30th day of September 2025. I'm Jan Erickson, and this is As Above, So Below. So I'm going to change the format of this. I'm going to do one reading, and I'm going to have it come out on Sunday, and that'll be for the whole week. And then on the blog itself, over at Stepping Aside, what I'm going to do there is Monday through Friday, do a written reading those days for each day, just a short one. It'll include the two runes, the one from the Elder Futhark and the Geomancy like we do here. And then it'll probably just be a one card reading. So it'll just be like 3 influences essentially for each day. And I'm going to do that. That'll come out Monday through Friday on the blog over there. I've been thinking about changing the format here, and I'm going to be doing some additional writing on herbs. So there may be some herbal videos that I'm going to do, maybe. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. But I just wanted to let you know that that's the change that's coming beginning Sunday. And then again, I may or may not do the reading notes for that. I probably won't. And then Monday through Friday, you'll have the individual readings on the blog that you can check out for the daily information if you want to do that, just some additional stuff. So anyhow, let's go ahead and get started here. And I'm going to pull a rune from the Elder Futhark bag, if one will ever fall in my hand. I have Nathis here. Now, Nathis is the 10th rune of the Elder Futhark. It's one of the 3 Norn runes. It's about the friction within to manifest. It's need. It's inner fire. It's achieving goals. It could be a protection bind rune if you wanted to use it that way. It could be like a ward on your house or something if you wanted to protect your house. It's also about overcoming restriction and positive change. It can also be used as a binding influence as well. You know, like binding yourself to the choices that you've made, so you take responsibility if you have trouble doing that or something like that. You could use Nathis as a way to do that. But basically for right now, let's just talk about maybe achieving goals and having the inner fire to do that. It's a fire element rune. Let's take a look at the Geomancy rune and see what it has to say. Let's see. There's air and water. There's fire. There's earth. So we have Cauda Draconis. Now, Cauda Draconis, it's one of the Draconi. This one, the Cauda, is about the south node of the moon influence, so karma and past experience or past life experience. It's also, it can also be endings. It could be the exit. It can suggest disaster is coming or something really bad's about to happen. Its complement would be Caput, which would be the north node of the moon influence, which would be on the threshold of new experiences and the future and that. But there could be something here that's ending here today. Maybe some self-restriction that you've put yourself under. We've talked a lot about Carcer, the Geomancy rune Carcer, where it's like a self-sabotage or self-imprisonment, hanging on to perceptions that are so important to you but really aren't getting you anywhere and aren't elevating your vibration ever higher, right? So with Nathis, though, it's if you're manifesting, it's kind of a future-oriented rune. And so with Cauda, though, with Cauda Draconis, you're really probably looking at then an end to the restrictions you're placing on yourself to where you can manifest a different path forward or achieve your goals. Maybe you've gotten in the way of your own abilities and your own positive outcome with Cauda Draconis. And so if we're talking about it in terms of the exit or endings, then maybe we're ending some of that today and for the foreseeable future. But let's take a look at the cards and see what they have to say, what their influence is going to be on this. But we get in the way of our own success. And Nathis is such a powerful rune. You know, you've got Hagalaz and Isa and Nathis, and they're 9, 10, and 11 in the Elder Futhark. And I think that they have such power to them, since they represented the goddesses or whoever they were, the three women who gave Odin the runes when he hung upside down from the world tree, trying to gain some enlightenment. Well, that was the whole point of the runes. It's not just a language; it's the language of spirit. And so, let's go ahead and cut the deck. Take the lower half. Take 3 cards. Again, it's the end of self-deception with Kata Draconis, maybe, that gets in the way of being able to manifest our goals. We'll start there. We have the moon here. We have the 6 of Pentacles, and we have the 10 of Wands. Let's go ahead, though, before we go any further. And let's see, Nathis was the 10th rune. So we're going to add 10 to the moon, which is 18. And we have a 6, and we have another 10. And so that's 44. So 4 and 4 is 8. 44 would not be considered a master number, although it's a repeated number. 4 is about foundation and practicality and structure. And from there, 8 is about strength. And so you can see how magnified it creates this inner strength, this inner fire, if you will, that's going to align very well with Nathis and the inner fire to manifest or to achieve your goals or to achieve your objectives or to pursue new opportunities. And the problem, though, with the moon is about deception. It's also about achieving balance. You have a 9 numerology, which is endings and completion as well. For the moon with the 18, 1 and 8 is 9. And you see the crayfish here coming up out of the pond. Crayfish and lobsters, anything that sheds its skin, is about renewal and rebalancing. You see the light and dark. You see the dog and the wolf. So you see the domesticated side of self and the wild child within, Lilith and I don't know, maybe Eve, but Eve was pretty progressive there, taking from the tree of knowledge and helping to secure helping to secure humanity and the continuation of humanity by doing so. And I know that's not, but anyway, that's how I see it. But you also see the path dividing them, going up between the two towers right here. Anytime you see 2s reflected in a tarot card, you're talking about balance and moderation, the middle path, if you will. And here with the moon, you let go of self-deception, allow that renewal to take place and to balance the progressive and receptive, or masculine and feminine polarity within, and create a different balance. In other words, and how that would apply to the runes here is you're let going of all the self-sabotage of yourself and your that's preventing you. That's where more heavily weighted, where your perception and your reactions and your thoughts is on that side of the thinking. And you have to let go of that and come together in a different balance within, so that you can move forward in some kind of progressive way, or in a way that allows you and enables you and invokes new beginnings and the ability to actually accomplish something and to accomplish your goals, instead of saying, oh, well, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or, I can't do this because of this. It's like, just take all that away and say, well, yeah, actually I can, and see what opens up. It's a different mindset. And so instead of sabotaging yourself and deluding yourself, like I think this guy's doing here in the 6 of Pentacles, you see, you don't have 3 on each side. you have a set of scales here. He's holding it kind of behind himself so he doesn't have to look at it. He's hoping he's doing something that's balanced, but we see him putting coins in only the hands of one person here. We don't see it happening here. Doesn't mean that it's not going to, but you have a sense of imbalance with the sixes in the tarot, in the Rider-Waite tarot anyway. There's a sense of imbalance in each card. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, but here I think he's deluding himself that he's actually helping somebody. He's really not. He's not elevating either person out of the poverty that they're in. He's clearly a man of means and should have some ability, some way of helping them do that, but he's not. Instead, he's actually keeping them in the place of his own choosing. We see a lot of that right now going on in our lives, don't we? Where people are just expected to stand there and not really understand, well, how come I can't sell my crops? And because they're not going to buy from us anymore because of the tariffs, right? And so things like that. In the grocery store, the meat is totally out of sight. You can't even afford to buy it, right? Unless you want to mortgage your house or something. It's things like that. There's the powers that be that are inflicting damage on everybody, and everyone's just supposed to live with it, right? And that's the impression I always have had from this card, where he has the ability to do something, but it's like crossing your fingers behind your back when you're lying to somebody, that hopefully they're going to believe you. See, he's thinking, oh, well, I'm doing this in a balanced way. Well, no, he's not. He really isn't. There's no empathy. There's no compassion that usually comes with a 6 in terms of numerology. There's none of that. There's pretending to do something that he's actually not doing. So again, more self-deception here, that the moon is recommending, well, yeah, there's a lot of deception with the moon, but at the same time, there's the opportunity for rebalancing and rebirth and renewal with it, right? At that point, see, we have a new beginning here with the 10 of Wands. You see, now sometimes people interpret this card as carrying a heavy burden, and yeah, maybe it is. The heavy burden, though, I think is really more about, is about how perception sabotages your own efforts. I think that's the actual heavy burden. And he's not looking where he's going because he trusts the way home, you see. And he's got his staffs fanned out there in a way that it really isn't so difficult to carry those staffs that he's carrying, the 10 staffs. He doesn't have them all bundled together over one shoulder. He doesn't have them on his back. He's carrying them out in front, and he's leaning into it. All right, he's leaning into the new opportunities that he has with the 10, and he perhaps is going home to show his family, okay, this is what I've done, or that he could be taking all of this to build something for somebody in that house there. We don't know. I've always interpreted as he's heading. He doesn't have to. He knows the way home already. He doesn't have to look. He just knows the way there. And he's got everything here fanned out, ready to look at and to tell. And these are the new opportunities he's bringing home to his family to start this new beginning. You have 10, which I've shown you this before. If you've been here before, every time we get a 10, I do this. The Roman numeral 10 is an X, okay, is an X. But if you terminate the ends, you now have Degas. And with Degas, you have the end of one phase and the beginning of a new one. So it's about a new day or new beginnings, basically Degas is. And Degas is the 23rd rune of the Elder Futhark. So the next to the last one. And even when you turn this on its side, it's kind of a skewed thing. If you do it this way, then all of these, that's the end of one phase of restriction and the beginning of something new that's exciting and opportunity based, to where new goals can be met because you're no longer sabotaging your own efforts with the energy of Cauda Draconis. Does that make sense? Again, I think that we keep ourselves in the place of our own choosing, really, and it's fear-based. You know, all these perceptions that we get, these beliefs that we get about one thing or another that seem to, instead of coming into harmony with other people, instead we see them as the other and as something bad and something to be feared. That we do that. We sabotage our own efforts for success by saying, "Oh, I can't do that," or "Yeah, I'll never have that opportunity." When you don't know, it's like, "Well, you know, I don't want to sell my house. I don't want to move because I don't know what it's going to be like there." It's the fear of the unknown. I'm just better off here, you know. And the problem is, here you may have exhausted everything that you have to learn, and all the goals that you've set, they're done. And so now it's time to move into something else that's exciting and new. And I think that with this reading, I think that Nathis is saying to you that, you know, all the I can'ts, the I can is, you know, you can have a million I can'ts, but that one I can and the one I will, I am going to, I am doing, is far stronger than any of the million I can'ts that you've convinced yourself of. So I think that letting go of the self-deception that you're, you know, maybe you're in your little status quo and you think everything is just fine, but there's this feeling inside where it's telling you, if you listen to it, well, maybe not. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more to do. And it may involve letting go of things that you've believed for a very long time about yourself and about the world. And so that you can then move forward in joy and happiness and fellowship with other people, and have that new day come upon you, to where you're letting go of one phase of your life and you're beginning something new and exciting. And again, it has to do with a rebalancing of the progressive and receptive polarities within. It has to do with allowing a rebirth of sorts to come to emerge from the waters of life there, and to let go of the self-deception that's been holding you back. And again, embrace that new day with all your opportunities found out there. See all the things that could happen on this side of the Degas energy here of one phase ending and a new one beginning. And that's really the 10. 9 is about endings, and 10 is really about endings and beginnings. So, but for something to begin, something else has to end. And maybe it's the fear-based feeling that I can't, when, how do you know? You know, how do you know that you can't? I'll bet you can. And I think that's with Nathis, it's telling you, you do have that inner fire, that inner will to manifest whatever it is you want to do. And you just have to accept that and go in that direction and see what happens. Be open instead of, oh no, I can't do that. That's scary. It's like, well, maybe at first. But then you get in there and it's like, you know what? This is pretty cool. So think about it that way, and see if that little feeling inside of you starts growing and overtaking the I can't and oh, I could never do that. Things like that. I'll bet you can. So anyway, that's all I think I have for today. Again, I'm just going to do this one this week. I'll start on Sundays and do them on Sundays from now on, and look forward on the blog over at Stepping Aside. The web address there is imsteppingaside.com. The forecast comes out Sunday mornings at in the midnight hour, and so do the correspondences. And then Monday through Friday, I'll just do little individual readings for those days. So anyhow, that's it. Thanks for watching, and come back again on Sunday. Look for Sunday's weekly reading for another edition of As Above, a new edition of As Above, So Below in its new format. Be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.